What's good, y'all? It's gonna be a bit of a shitty chat going on right now, alright? Listen, where the hell do I begin? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? I'm having a serious bone burn book situation going on with me. Like, I'm really serious having a burn book situation going on. And I was sitting down and I was thinking, I was like, nah, I ain't taking nothing too goddamn far. It's exactly what I'm thinking. And then I came to the mindset. I said, you know what? I need to motherfucking start developing something where I fucking have a burn book segment. With the audio book play or a certain audio book play while you write down in your burn book for a certain amount of time together and shit like that. Maybe have a topic of the burn book that you can do together and shit like that. I've really been thinking about that. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Yeah. Big happy Valentine's Day to everybody. All right. So, as you know, this morning we played Sheraseven. Mm-hmm. Sheraseven. And we got into the wisdom of Sheraseven. And we got into, how do I say it? We got into basically teaching you how to look at people who attack people or women as Sheraseven, or any type of style woman as Sheraseven, or any woman even like myself that gets attacked, and look into why, and search and make sure that person's wisdom makes sense to why they're attacking who they're attacking, and for what reason. I want you to also look at how, you know, jealousy is a topic we're going to get deeper into. As many topics are going to get, because you have to understand that there are people who feel they are more qualified to speak about something than you are because of said their status in this patriarchy, or what centers men to define their status. Okay? Let me get focused here. Okay. What rapper? I'm confused. Okay. Anyway, let's get into it. So, it's key. I done found somebody. She has a very dope page. Turning pain into power. Okay. She has a book as well. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to it. The one thing I have to say is, let me get focused. I want you all to stand in knowing yourself, therefore knowing your own power. knowing your insecurities, knowing whatever it is you need to know about yourself. I want you to also know how to discern and dissect and pull apart people who want to speak against women who are giving absolute wisdom on a daily basis when they don't have to. I want you to just have the proper discernment of these kind of people. And I speak like this because it is time to get into these different shades of these fucking mammies. That is a problem that is causing problems. It's enough books about males and this and males trickery and this and that, but there needs to be more books about that mammy. There needs to be more people putting it out there, the problem that the mammy causes in the patriarchy. I can tell you, as again, you all know, a mother with sons, a daughter with sons also, that, how do I say this? Um, we can be assholes. We could be the kind of women that want things the way that we want it. We have a way of knowing things that women who have never had sons are able to know. That they think they know better, but they really don't. We also are the ones that can tell you about the boy mom, the one who has nothing but the boys. We can tell you how wicked it gets with her, how dark and deceitful and shady it gets with her, how nasty it gets with her. This is a part of why I talk the way I do. And also, when you have books like Dark Psychology, what does it say? Sympathy plus guilt equals what? Obligation. So the sympathy that you have, sympathy makes you feel guilty, and with your guilt makes you feel obligation to somebody. And how did it go? When you give loyalty to someone else and you're giving your loyalty to someone else, you're giving away yourself, or something like that. It was quoted. Let me find that one. That one was real powerful. That was like one of my favorite ones. It was like, when you give loyalty to somebody else, it's like you're giving away uh of yourself, or something like that. Let me go on the playlist. Is this the radio mix? Let me see something, y'all. I'm here, y'all. I'm here, y'all. What's down here? Nope, this ain't it. It's the radio mix. It's actually gonna be the dark psychology presentation. Yeah, I didn't realize my dark psychology presentation had so many fucking. Okay, hold on, y'all. Oh, you will learn if you observe carefully that the more perception. Let me see. That's what he said. Damn, I can't find it. Story of operation. Okay, here we go. Found them. I want y'all to listen to these motherfucking quotes right here. We gonna talk about it. Damn, I found it. it was one that mentioned something about loyalty or something. But I want y'all. We're gonna go through them together. All right, let's get it. Let's move.
Deep quotes that changed my perspective when I heard them. 1. Not everything you lose is a loss.
Not everything you lose is a loss.
Sometimes the loss is freedom. Sometimes it's a second chance.
Sometimes the loss is freedom. Sometimes it's a second chance.
And sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. A long-needed detachment. Clarity to blurry eyes. 2.
Let's listen to that again. Write that bitch down.
Deep quotes that changed my perspective when I heard them. 1. Not everything you lose is a loss. Sometimes the loss is freedom. Sometimes it's a second chance. And sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. A long-needed detachment. Clarity to blurry eyes. 2. It will all eventually get better. Without any sort of explanation. One day you will sit down and realize that you're no longer upset. You're no longer hurt or bothered by the things that used to take so much of your energy back in the day.
You see that? I said something like that before, y'all. Remember I said the choices you make for yourself first, the decisions you make. And I was going into it all this morning about, the dark feminine energy and all these things. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Just rolling on.
And you will find yourself in a peaceful place. 3. Maturing is realizing that overplaying your part in someone's life to prove your loyalty is only proving how much less you value yourself.
Overplaying your part in someone's life to prove your loyalty is showing you how less you value yourself.
Maturing is realizing that overplaying your part in someone's life to prove your loyalty is only proving how much less you value yourself.
It goes back to what? Sympathy, guilt, and obligation. The sympathy you have for your friend is the guilt that you have about your friend. So therefore you feel obligated to your friend. Okay? Let's go.
4. Sometimes letting go is simply allowing yourself to come to terms with the truth. You'll realize that you have been watering dead plants for a long time.
You've been watering dead plants for a long time. That's your past. That's what no longer exists. That's that relationship that you try to mend with a certain family member that's never going to happen. That's the dead plant that you're watering. Just name it. That's the dead plant that you're watering. You have to understand. I'm going to leave this picture up. You have to understand that people will try to make things important to you that is not important to you. Okay? People will try to make things important to you that's not important to you. People will try to make you fold into society's ideologies and stuff, and it has nothing to do with you. That's what people will do. People are going to people. That's what they do. But most of all, you have to decide for yourself. You have to have wisdom for yourself, despite what any of us say. But also understand that there is wisdom out there that has been played and said over and over and over again in so many different ways. What I'm talking about from what we would talk about this morning and what I'm yamming on about now. When you're in a co-worker situation, you are role playing. You are acting. You are doing your part. You are being a character at work, right? Role playing. Laws of human nature number 3. Role playing, that is what you are doing when you go to work. You can't let people in work pull you into work shit because it ain't that deep. Just go to work, keep it going. Don't get caught up. If you hear gossip, if you want to talk about that shit to a family member or someone that's close to you outside of work, maybe, but never talk about it in work. Just kind of just talk about it in work, like, oh, okay, that's funny, ha 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 ha. But leave it there. Don't bring it to nobody else. Don't talk about it nowhere else. Just leave it there, wherever it was at. Don't get caught up if people start acting funny or strange or energy kind of different. Remember, everybody is an actor. They are role playing. Nobody is who they seem to be at work. No matter what the fuck they tell you, they are not who they seem to be. You can be dealing with someone who's a whole cokehead, who's a whole drug addict, who's a whole alcoholic. You don't fucking know. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? Also, let me make something else clear. When you resonate with dark feminine energy, or you cross paths with dark feminine energy, don't take it personal. Don't get too personal. Don't get too attached. This is not for a cult following. This is not for a fan page, okay? For myself or anybody else. We are vessels. I am a vessel of information. I am experienced. I've experienced what I talk about often. Trying to get my words together. And therefore I sit up here and I talk about it. I do this because that's what I choose to do. And I listen to other women and read and do what I do to come up here and share the things that I share. Because I see it every day. I am a writer. I do observe. I do analyze. I do listen to people. I do see how people are easily fooled and fished, and how people are so quick to manipulate and play mind games with people. And I see people who can't play it with other people. And I see how men behave at work with women who they can toss around and do what they want to do to, and all kind of stuff. Okay? I see it all the time. Here's another thing I want to bring up as well. Okay? I'll bring another thing up. Don't you ever let anyone make you feel like whatever your circumstance, the situation is, that you can't have better than what you have. There's a lot of that going on, okay? There's a lot of that going on. Don't let these motherfuckers out here, gonna call it what it is, make you feel like you will not be. I mean, you're gonna have to hear the truth. Okay? You're gonna have to hear the truth. If you got multiple kids by multiple persons, you are going to run across problems with having a certain type of person in your life. You just need to know that truth. Some things you just got to hear the truth, right? And then there are some things where I can tell you that things in your life is going to be a little bit different for you than the person who has that going on. Those are just the facts. Because energetically, children are karma. Okay? That's another universal law that they need to put children are karma. People need to know this. That blessing, y'all keep saying that word is, they are fucking karma. And so this karma that you have brought forth back into this planet by multiple people, now you have the karma of how other people treat you because of that choice. That's just the facts. Some people will argue, some people will say whatever, but it still takes a certain kind of person that will deal and be with someone like that. But like I said, people who have that, y'all are not going to be listening to me. So I'm not worried about people like that. I'm just not. But my thing is, don't let people make you feel like you can't have what it is that you want or that you want to manifest. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Don't let other people be the reason that you end up in a space where you're like wanting to give up. You, once you cross paths with anything like a Sheraseven, anything like myself, other women who are dark feminine energy that speak in these type of topics, you have crossed paths for a reason. Okay? You have crossed this path for a reason. And therefore, look into, you know, why you have crossed paths with this and what is it that you need to hear and learn from it. Because there's always going to be someone that's going to cross the path and make you and make it feel like there's a problem with that person who in which you listen to and all of that. That's why I said make sure that your mental health is intact when you get involved in anything that you're getting into. That's why I encourage journaling over here. That's why I encourage writing stuff down, listening to the books, listening to the lessons. I encourage it. Okay. Also, I say another thing here too. I need to pour this soda I got here in this goddamn ice cup. Stop playing. God damn it. Need this to be over some ice. And so another thing, asking stupid ass questions. So anyway, I think I'm preaching to the choir there with that one, right? Now let's get to it. Listen to me. I literally had a situation. I've been talking about it about work, but I don't really talk about my job. And a particular co-worker and another one has been acting very funny style, right? And you know what I realized in life? I realized that, you know, it ain't that deep. It is work. People are role playing. You don't know what's said in the background. You don't know people's weaknesses and jealousies and envies, right? You don't know what's going on inside of people on a day-to-day basis. You don't know if they're alcoholic. You don't fucking know, right? Another thing too, um, you also have to pay attention when you write your own burn book. Who communicates with who? A good mastermind knows how to communicate with everybody in the room without anybody knowing how close they are to anybody. A good mastermind knows how to connect and talk to certain people without anyone seeing their mouth moving. A good mastermind also knows how to not to make you believe what they want you to believe about their connection. Okay, that's a good mastermind. So then you need to be a mastermind to develop your mastermind or mastering your mind in that burn book by looking around and paying attention to what's going on around you. And I guarantee you're going to find an answer. So you have a lot of people that are very weak-minded. They can come hang around this person and cut everybody off and be a certain personality because this person is standing next to them. You got people who are very good at making people their little puppets, just like this picture. Just a little plaything that they can move up and down and side to side. Okay? Hold on, I gotta get this text message. So, and therefore, you might be in a situation where you just like, what the fuck going on, bro? What I do? Okay? And it don't be that deep. Somebody can just be so good at their mastermind and say, you know what, I don't fuck with that person over there. So, like, if you don't fuck with them, then I don't fuck with them. And there goes the attitude towards you. You got to give the same energy back, but be professional about it. You got to give the same energy back, but be professional about it. People can't hide the way they look, how they respond when you call their name or you talk to them. They can't hide it. They can't hide walking the other way or walking around when you come around. They can't hide it. So you pay attention to that and you put that shit in your burn book. You heard? I mean, say something else to you. I promise you, you don't take it personal. You know why you don't take it personal? Because you remember one thing, that you are playing a role and everybody's playing a role in this world. And you're definitely role playing at work. This is what you play chess for. You want to sit down and watch a video on the science of chess? I think that'll be fun. So when you play chess, you say, this person at work is this archetype and character, and this person is the likable one, and this is the trustworthy one at work. This is the funny one at work. Trust me, the funny one at work is the most depressed one at home. Hello? I'll say that for the people in the back to hear. The funniest person at work is the most depressed one at home. Okay? The one that's most likable at work is probably less likable at home. Probably that family member that's the pervert. Probably that family member that's the abusive one that causes all the problems, you know? A lot of times that's what they are. And a lot of times that one at work that comes off just a little bit like, is this motherfucker serious? Is usually just actually a smart person. I actually found that. Discovered that one. You have to pay attention to everybody's personality, who hates who talk to who you talk to, who they talk to, and who you don't talk to. See, hold on, somebody about to get cursed out. Hold on, y'all. Now, here's another tip for you about your burn book, all right? Another big tip about the burn book is what you are doing is I want you to learn how to become a mastermind. Okay? A mastermind in observing and analyzing people before we get to that chapter on how to analyze people. Okay? But this is your practice space. So then when we get to the book of analyzing people, because dark psychology brings it up a little bit too, but when we get in the actual book of how to analyze people and learn how to do it, I want you to take everything from the burn book and take notes on top of the notes on how to analyze people from what you've already analyzed. Hold on. Hold on. That's what I was going to do if you were still at work. So when you are off, I'll be getting off. All right. To see you. Cleaning that up. Because I miss Boo. I want to see her. I do. But anyway, enough about me. So I want you to become a mastermind in these things so that when we get to the book, you can see how good of an analyzer you are of people. Okay? Even if you talk to somebody at work who talks to you all the time, and they talk to everybody else, because that's how it is with me, you still need to be smart about how you navigate with them and how they navigate with everybody else. You gotta be smart. You gotta pay attention. But through it all, you trust no one. And if anybody switches up their attitude and personality, you don't take it personal. You don't take it personal. You are to never take it personal. And if you take it personal, get your ass back to that journal to see why you took it so personal. Let's get back to She-Ra. She is talking about how to be chased and other things. I just replayed this one. Let's go.
Your first name or your nickname. Never tell a man your age. Don't worry about it. I'm over 21. I can drink. I'm supposed to be in here, okay? Never tell a man your age. Not the first meeting, okay? He needs to earn that. Never tell him your life story. When a man says, tell me about yourself, he doesn't mean tell your life story. He means, and now it's your turn to talk. Please don't bore me to death with your life story. He knows that you're probably going to hit on your career, what you do for a living, how many kids you got. So don't do that. Don't feed what he's expecting. Say, oh, tell you about me. There's so much to know. I don't think you're ready for all this. So keep him intrigued. And he'll be like, oh, really? What does that mean? What do you do? Now he'll be even more intrigued because you're not answering. This is what I used to do when I was single. I used to play with people's heads because I enjoyed the game. When you first meet a man, you don't want to say, hey, yeah, I embalm dead bodies all day. Hey, yeah, kiss. You can't tell people what you do like right off the bat, especially when you're a mortician.
To love yourself, you have to be in control of yourself as well. You got to learn how to control that aspect of you. You have to master that, okay? Stop being a baby. Stop being a baby. Toughen up. Get that money. Love yourself. After it's all said and done, then you go back to yourself and say, you know what? I'm so glad I didn't let this bother me. All my bills are paid. I have no debt. I live in a nice house. I have a nice car. I'm so happy. You see, don't depend on another person to validate you or make you happy. Just depend on them to benefit you and so you can move it along. Okay? Stop trying to feel. They don't care.
Nobody cares.
Right. Just pretend and act. That's what you're supposed to do. And then at the end of the day, feel good when you get home. Feel good when you have a surplus of money in your accounts where you can spend without looking. Feel good when you don't have to wake up early in the morning and fight traffic and go to work. Feel good then. Okay? Y'all need to stop investing these emotions in these dudes. They don't care. Just get their money. They got to give it to somebody. Might as well be you.
Treat your life as if nothing is impossible. Treat your life as if you can solve or outthink outthink the problem itself. Don't be afraid to do it, because there's one thing that people do. People give more to people that have than people that don't have. And that's a fact. There's been so many social experiments. People will give someone something that already has something versus someone that doesn't have anything. Why? Because like attracts like. They don't want to be associated with lack, but they want to be associated and favored by people who have. So that's why it's very important to be able to think your way out of problems. The systems that are in place to keep you from thinking, oh, you need to follow this. Oh, this religious book is the only way. You can't think any other way. Oh, in school, you have to do this, this, and that. And you can't do it any other way. You have to follow the rules this way in school. They're training children in school to not think. Focus on these stupid math problems and don't think about anything else. No one here's broke, man. Go get some money because we can't hear you. Money is what turns your volume up. We don't read nothing y'all say. We don't care about what y'all say. If y'all don't have no money, whatever you're talking about, we don't hear it. Literally race to your breath. No one cares. Why would people listen to you? You're broke. There's nothing you can tell us. You're broke. We don't care. Opinion, anything you say coming out your mouth, just saying broke, 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 broke.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, y'all. That's the harsh reality. That right there is a harsh reality about being broke and not having money, bro. I'm so serious.
Okay. Don't be mad. Just go get some money. There's the solution. Right.
If you feel like a man is ignoring you, it's because you don't have a life, darling. And they do. Time to get a life. Men are not like women unless they are very insecure. Men don't need a lot of attention and presence to feel like they're loved. Okay? They don't need you to be all up under them all the time. They don't need you to know where they are every second of the day. They don't need to be in communication with you 24/7. Okay? That's not what men do. But some strange reason, women feel like they're supposed to be attached at the hip, at the phone, in the mind, and be one person. As soon as they go on date 2 or 3. And that's where y'all messed it up. This is why I keep telling you guys, stop giving it up. He doesn't even have time to pretend to be a good person. He don't even have time to fake it. He doesn't even have time to pretend that he's a decent human being and maybe really become one. And y'all are allowing it. The women are allowing it because they're so desperate for validation. Because you don't love yourselves. A lot of women don't love themselves. Because they were tricked into thinking that they were not the prize. So when you figure out who you are and that you are the prize, you will stop. You will stop asking me the same questions about when to have sex with somebody. You will stop asking me how to do this and how to do that. And you will take your power as a woman and make that man work for you. Okay? And they want to work for you. They despise anybody who will give it up after date 3, even though they just told you, you might be wifey, I love you. The next day, you're blocked and ghosted. You ladies are too nervous, too scared. This is a man. Okay? Why are you nervous? By now, this should be a game. Okay? Right? This should be a straight up game by now. You should just be trying to see how good you are at it. Okay? Just like men do. You know, oh, I bet I could get her. This should be a game to.
That's what I've been telling y'all. Go out here and practice dark side psychology, dark feminine energy, psychology 101, psychology 202, Darbo manipulation. Go out here and practice this shit. Work is the perfect place to practice dark psychology, is it not? Work has a lot of craziness that goes on. If you've been here long enough, shit, sometimes you don't gotta be that long. You have to just look at the certain job positions, how they look, the personalities, what they complain about, the ones who are racist that you know they racist, they don't think you know, the ones who are bigots, the ones who are stupid, the whores, the hoes, the ones in relationships and how they operate at work. It's all of these different type things and things to practice. I'm not making this shit up. This is a whole Pisces telling you this, and this is a moon in the 12th house telling you this. Pluto in the 12th house telling you this. Make it your place of practice. Write down that burn book. Take down these notes. Let's go. That shit, Cheryl.
To you right now, this, you should not be afraid to look stupid or nervous in front of any man. You know, because at the end of the day, you are the one that chooses them. So if it works for you, you're going to win. They're going to ask you for your number. They're going to say, can I see you again? Or, you know, they're going to sit there and talk to you more and maybe give you their card or something like that. You know, unless they're married and they're just out to see if they still got it. You know, so maybe that question needs to come first. If you feel like the conversation is going in a good place, sometimes men just want to talk. And then they go home to their wife.
If you act surprised when a man cheats, you're stupid. He'll be like, with who? Then let him keep telling you, okay, don't get mad. Because if you get mad, they're going to be like, if you don't get super mad, they think you're cheating too. And this makes them even more angry. So this is what you do. So if they say, I cheated, be like, oh, with who? Where'd you meet them? Well, guess you gotta go get all the stuff done. I'm not gonna be sleeping with you for a while. And sorry you had to cheat. But I'm late. I gotta go. So what we gonna do? You staying? You going with her? What's the deal? I got stuff to do. Are you gonna leave me? I don't know how to think about that. Always leave it as I have to think about it. That way they'll be on their best behavior, trying to buy you stuff, be nice to you, give you money if you're in the think about it stage. And if you're not overreacting, they get scared. Then they start calling you up. You okay? They think you're going to go cheat. So you're going to get twice the attention, gifts, and more. And you can cheat if you want to. Because, I mean, what are they going to do? Just don't let them find out.
Bring seduction from start. Okay? A man is not going to pass that up, I promise you. Because that's all he thinks about. Bring it up. When a man walks up to you and say hello, the first thing you need to do is you need to lick your lips. Yes, I said it. Lick your lips. Be like, oh, hi, how are you? You know, give them something, you know, and put your hand out like you're a lady. Don't just say, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Let him feel how soft your skin is. If he's a gentleman, he's going to grab your hand. He's going to make contact. He's going to feel some type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't just sit there and be like, oh, hi, my name is da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. No, give him the lick, give him your hand. And hold it for an extra little second. Look. Oh, he's going to ask for your number. Or he's going to do something. But a lot of you ladies are too nervous, too scared. This is a man. Like, why are you nervous?
I always say, if you're over the age of 25, you should not be dating for fun anymore. You should be dating for funds. And that means only dating guys that have money, that can do something for you, and that will benefit your life and your lifestyle. Okay? Don't be dating for fun no more. Start dating for funds. And what that means is if he can't help you, if he can't contribute to you, if he can't give you money to invest, start a business with, save, buy clothes, shop, or just pay some bills and make your life better, then you're wasting your time with him. Okay? Because Why are you there? You're old enough to know better. We're old enough to know better than to just be with some random who ain't giving no money. Okay? You should be old enough to know better by 25 to stop dealing with randoms with no money. Okay. And I hope y'all ain't dealing with dusties after that age, okay? Because if you are, you didn't learn your lesson. And dealing with dusties will definitely wake you up and tell you this is not the life you want. This is not the sprinkle life. If you still dealing with a dusty, so stop dealing with them. You want to wake up with happiness, abundance, choices and options. You don't want to wake up with worry, dread, and unhappiness. So in order to wake up, in a life that you actually enjoy, you can't deal with no dust, man. Sprinkle.
In like chemistry, they don't care about what you're talking about. They're not even listening to you. If you make them feel good about themselves and turn them on, that's all they really want. And as long as you can follow their stories and what they're talking about and say something halfway intelligent so they think that at least you understand what they're talking about, great. If you outdo them, correct them, or elaborate on it even further than they could, it's an insult because you just basically outdid them and you outshined them and they can't impress you. So you just do certain things to make them think that you're having a great time. This person is really impressing you and entertaining you. Men love to entertain women. If they feel like they're entertaining to you, they're going to want to keep you around because you find them interesting, funny, and entertaining, and you make them feel like a star. So that's how you got to do that.
Okay, this is chubby face. She's not saying this stuff no more. Okay, I remember she used to say stuff like this. This stuff. Because one problem I had with males is I didn't like to pretend to be stupid. I didn't like to dumb myself down. I didn't like to be in a state of not being smart as I am, not being as intelligent as I am. It's not, yeah.
All you got to do. It's basically easy. You don't have to have subjects to talk about. You just have to talk about them. That's all they want. And understand what they're talking about. That's it.
You said, do I worship the devil? I don't worship a man. What I look like worshiping a man? Stupid. How you doing?
What can you expect from a man in his 20s? Cheating, lying, breaking up with you. I can't work for people.
I got it. Okay? That's what's going to happen in your 20s. Cheating, lying, and heartbreak. Ain't nothing good going to happen dating in your 20s. I say that shit all the time. Don't take no relationship serious in your 20s. You better have some goddamn fun. You better stop playing with yourself, man. Don't do that shit in your 20s, man. Don't do it.
I can't do it. I never could. I would quit a job just because it was my birthday. I would quit a job because it was beautiful a day outside. I would quit a job because I was too cute to go to work that day. Okay? I would quit a job in a second because I don't care about jobs. Why? Because I don't care about people judging me. Why? Because I know I could get money somewhere else. Why? Because I have confidence in myself and I don't depend on an employer to say when and how I can get my money. So I feel that once you have a freedom of mind and stop being in a fear of not being judged, you can pretty much do whatever you want and still be successful. Because that fear and all that limitation that you have is what's holding you back. It's what's making you afraid. It's what's stopping you from, being an authentic, happy person. Because think about what you do. You work for someone else's dream and you don't even like doing it. So there is nothing going to you except the paycheck, and that's it. You can get money anywhere.
No one is going to look out for you. You're a grown woman. You got to look out for yourself and be smart. Men will trick you, lie to you, tell you everything you want to hear. I love you, all of that to get what they want. okay? And they have no remorse, no shame. They don't care. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're not emotionally attached to you. They don't care what you think about them because they don't value your opinion because they're not emotionally attached. They don't see signs everywhere of you because you left them. They don't dream about you unless it's a sex dream. They're not looking for people to help you get back together. They're not looking for, miracles to help you get back together. They're on to the next chick because they're not emotionally attached. So when you get emotionally attached, that's exactly what women do. Well, I need to get him back. He was my soulmate. Blah, blah. No, he wasn't. He made you think he was so that he could get what he wanted. Men.
Thank you. I'm going to stand on this. If you meet a man and you think that motherfucker is your soulmate in twin flame, you are doomed from the start. You are doomed from the start. Don't get caught up with that. That shit is not real. It don't happen like that. It happens later. Before you realize it. There's some women right now talking about they with their twin flame and soulmate and they are with a goddamn trash flame. A cellmate. They Lulu like a mother. Ain't none of that going on. Because the same story the story she telling ain't telling the same goddamn story. Okay? If you meet a male and you think that that's your twin flame or soulmate, you are already doomed, bitch. You already doomed. You're already about to get tossed and turned all around. You about to be lied to. You about to be going to a bunch of psychics about for wasting your money going to psychics to tell you something that ain't real, or if you don't want to hear what they got to say. I promise you, that's a red flag. You meet a male, you be like, oh, that's my twin flame, that's my soulmate. That's a red flag, shorty. I promise you, it's a red flag. He ain't none of that.
Men like variety. I'm gonna tell you, they like variety. They like to look at different women. They like the smells of different women. So you gotta change it up, man. You got to have every color wig, change your nails, change your outfits, style, makeup. Every once in a while. You don't have to do it every week. Just every once in a while, keep them on his toes, man. Because once someone gets used to you, they get bored of you. They're like, okay, well, I've been there, done that. What's next? If you're next, because you created your next look, then you could be next again. I don't know. I think a lot of women forget this. Like, for example, you don't have to change your entire look forever. You can change it for one day, literally, like I do. I will change my look for one day and be right back to looking how I looked the day before. Or I'll change it for a few days.
Yo, listen to me. I'm dead ass when I tell you this. I'm really not trying to be funny at all to everything I'm saying. I'm being very serious.
No one is going to look out.
The women have to now start waking. The dark feminine woman has to wake up. Point blank, period. She has to wake all the way up. Okay? And therefore, you have to hurt with truth in order to have that awakening. Because you have the capacity to self-reflect that deeply. You have the capacity to sit down and journal and write a burn book. You have the capacity to do that. You have the capacity to understand dark psychology, why it's important to learn, as well as people like Sheraseven, and really understand where she's coming from. You have the capacity. Okay? So therefore, let's get into, I know we listened to this one already, but let's go ahead and get into it. And let me see if I can find this video on chess.
For you, you're a grown woman. You got to look out for yourself and be smart. Men will trick you, lie to you, tell you everything you want to hear. I love you, all of that to get what they want. Okay? And they have no remorse, no shame. They don't care. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're not emotionally attached to you. They don't care what you think about them because they don't value your opinion because they're not emotionally attached. They don't see signs everywhere of you because you left them. They don't dream about you unless it's a sex dream. They're not looking for people to help you get back together. They're not looking for, miracles.
Soulmate, twin flames, love, and marriage was all to disillusion the woman. That's what you need to understand. That's a disillusionment. That is not the way of love, relationships, and romance. That's what all these songs did to hypnotize women. All of this stuff. That is not what it is. That's a lie. When you get involved with somebody in a relationship, you are looking at something that is a reflection of yourself. You are looking at something yourself that needs to be corrected and needs to be fucking healed. When you decide to marry somebody, you're really looking in the mirror every goddamn day. That's what it's about. Even if it's polyamorous, you are still looking in the mirror every day. Okay? Therefore, relationships is not all this lovey-dovey shit. That's a lie. The love and the romantic stuff, that can be there. But what's really there is someone that you're talking to, someone that you're being honest with, someone that you are being your complete self with, and hopefully they're being their complete self with you. That's what relationships are. It's not whimsical. If you think love and relationships is whimsical, you're not ready for a true relationship. When you talk to somebody, it ain't supposed to be all this laughing and giggling shit. If they interested in you that way, questions needs to be asked. Don't dupe yourself into believing you got a male friend. All of these things used to infiltrate a woman's space. We got trans at my job, okay? And I can see one that be looking at me, and I ain't fucking interested. And they better not fucking try it. But I do say hello because I'm at work. But I keep it moving. I pay attention to all of this. Males do, listen to me. Males do not care. Males do not care. They do not have the capacity to love. Males do not, repeat that, write that down in your book. Males do not care. They do not have the capacity to love. They don't have it. And I need you women out here who date women, you need to know the same thing about the stud. She does not have the capacity to love. Yes, I have to put it. We doing divestment too. The stud does not have the capacity to love. That's why she chooses the women that she chooses. That's why she chooses to be around the type of males that she chooses to be around. And then she be on Pornhub. Okay? They don't have the capacity to love either. Now, with that being said, This helps you navigate life differently. This helps you check your emotions and feelings. You're like, hey, I think this person is attractive, and look fine and look good and stuff. You take a step back and say, well, why the fuck do I think all this? I want you to take it practical, energetically. Is this person in your space on a consistent basis, such as work, such as being your neighbor, such as being in your neighborhood, such as always being around when you're walking in the street, such as projecting their energy in your space? You need to see why you feel attracted. Then I want you to go back into your memory. Where did I first see this person? You have to be sharp. So then when this person approaches you, if that happens, you can be sharp enough to know to get what you want out of them, to control the conversation the way you want it. And like I told y'all, if y'all see somebody that has something you want, you need to do the research and make sure they have exactly what you believe that they have that you want. So you can go take that shit or whatever it is that you believe that they have that you want. Let's go.
To help you get back together. They're on to the next chick because they're not emotionally attached.
They don't
care.
Get
emotionally attached. That's exactly what women do. Well, I need to get him back. He was my soulmate. Blah blah. No, he wasn't. He made you think he was so that he could get what he wanted.
I'll get mad at me and say, "Did James see these videos?" James already know I've married. Well, I'm not gonna marry some older man just for him, okay? Because we already discussed this. James already know if he didn't have no money, he would not have money. He already know. Like, y'all, let's just say it. He already knows. That's why he always jokes around. I better go to work for you. Leave me. Mm-hmm. Even in our marriage vows, he made the officiator say, instead of saying richer for poor, he made him say for richer or for richer. Okay? With the vows. And at our wedding, we made our own wedding CD and gave it to the wedding DJ and had him play Gold Digger by Kanye West when he took the garter off. Okay? We knew what we were doing. That was the whole beauty of it. Because all the people that we knew, they're like, I know you only marry him because he got money. Yes, and so. Yes, we had Gold Digger play at our wedding. We had fun. We know what it is. So, and that's why I tell you guys, I always remind him when he forgets how old he is and how old I am. I was like, I didn't marry somebody much older than me to have to put up with certain problems. So, get to it, whatever. And he thinks it's funny, but at least he still gets to be the man. You know what I'm saying? He gets to actually be the man. Because before, he was dealing with 50-50 independent women who were probably, competing with him. And he probably couldn't reach his full potential because he's too busy being put down and, competing with a woman that can obviously pay. So he really wasn't really motivated like that to become better because she got it, He can relax. He ain't got to hustle. He can take a few years off, get his business started. Right? His credit was good because her credit was good. Oh, he could have 2 offices, one in Houston and one in Dallas. Okay.
Don't be the girl who doesn't want much and has never asked for anything, doesn't want money spent on you. Be the girl that ties up his wallet so he can't afford to cheat.
I don't know if y'all caught that.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Do you believe in God? Yes. And I believe that a man who reads the Bible knows that he's supposed to provide and protect for his family. And if he can't, he is not a man. Okay. God didn't want me to be married to no Dusty. I know it.
How to stop being insecure around other beautiful women? I don't see no other women. When I'm there, I'm there. You know, I'm fully present. I'm not even looking at them. I'm looking at me and people that are noticing me. Okay? Ain't got, you know what? I'm not them. So it doesn't matter. I can't compare myself to somebody that I am not. Therefore, all I'm going to do is look for the reactions of people that get the pleasure to see me in my presence. That's how you have to look at it. I don't see nobody else. Those are extras. Main character energy. If you're looking at other people, you ain't the main character.
That's right.
Go step aside, man. When I walk in the room, I'm not looking at everybody else, comparing myself to them. I'm main character, man. The main character has arrived. All right? If you don't think so, then you must be the main character in your own film, in your own mind, in your own story, because I am in mine.
Whatever comes out of a man's mouth, reverse it. Okay? Whatever comes out a man's mouth, reverse it. There is your truth. Okay? So, for example, if he says, oh, you can have any man in this room you want. Why me? It means he wants you to stroke his ego. He wants you to tell him about himself. He wants you to talk about him because you are just so fabulous. And he doesn't want to say anything about you except that one thing. But he wants you to go on and on about him. He wants you to know who he is and what he is offering and why he's special to you.
Men are selfish creatures. They vibrate off their own selfish frequency. Watch the males at your job and watch the women who don't understand it and how upset they get. Watch how upset they get without recognizing how selfish males are. I have one at my job. They constantly say, he's the only child, he's the only child. They always kind of throw that. And I just be sitting here looking and I'm just like, men vibrate off their own selfish fucking frequency. It's that fucking simple.
He's making you prove yourself to him. He's insecure as well as narcissistic.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Or just narcissistic and making you feel insecure.
Yes.
So that's what that is. You got to be like, oh, I don't know. You're right. And walk off. And then turn around and say, just kidding. You look like you'd buy me a drink. That's why I came over here. Honestly. You look pretty lonely. Just flip it. You look lonely, you know? And I knew you'd buy me a drink because I look good. That's why I stood here. Then laugh, like, just kidding. Then he don't know if you're joking or not. Now he's going to have to prove himself to you. Oh, like a woman with a sense of humor. I know, right? You know, I came over here because you look like a nice guy. That's all you got to say. Nice guy. Nice guy is very general.
I don't talk to him. I really don't. Like at work, unless I have to, I talk to males, but I don't talk to them. I know today I said hello to the new guys at work because of my position at work, but I don't, you won't catch me in my real life. Work is very different than my real world life. Real life world, I don't talk to them. I don't even look at them. The last time I talked to a male, he was from a long time family friend. He had literally taught me how to tie my shoe when I was like 6 years old. 7 years old. He taught me how to tie my shoe. And that bastard said to me, oh, you grew up. And I like, oh, this motherfucker don't remember who I am. But I didn't call him out. I called my parents and said, guess who I saw Tell him that was me. Yeah. Because I was too busy having a good time. I was celebrating, you know what I'm saying? I was literally in a celebration mood. And other than that, I do not talk to them. I don't talk to nobody. I am very mean outside. I'm very mean. I don't talk to nobody. I'm like what Shira said, like I give main character energy. When I come into a space, I don't really be having time to sit down. What are you munching on, Bella? Really? I give main character energy, and I don't got time to motherfucking be sitting here get engaged in conversation with you too much. Let's go.
Well, you look like a nice guy. It's a backhanded compliment. So don't ever fall for the traps, ladies. Reverse the traps. Because some of y'all are just so nervous and desperate, y'all will answer that damn question. Just like y'all answer the question, what do you bring to the table? Just get up and walk off. If you're sitting down to dinner and some dude has a nerve to ask what you bring to the table, get up and walk off. There's his answer.
How do you not get depressed when you think about how much we have to manipulate and keep our emotions from these men because they are such horrible people to women? I don't see them as horrible. I don't see men as horrible. I see men, let me tell y'all, if y'all stop seeing men as horrible and start taking more control of your own emotions, you'll just see them as providers. Y'all have to stop looking at them as they're not the answer to your question. Okay. They're not your soulmate. They're not the answer to your question. They're not gonna be everything you ever wanted. That's fantasy. But what they can do is pay them bills. Okay? Because if they could be all those things, if they could be your fantasy, if they could be your soulmate, if they were perfect and all that other stuff, we wouldn't be here talking about this right now. Okay? Because
She got a point.
That. Just like we're not their, depiction of what they have in their mind as a fantasy woman. We're not that. Their fantasy woman will love them whether they're broke or rich. Their fantasy woman will cook up a 5-course meal every single night and give them sex whenever they want and walk around the house in little heels and barely anything on. And the house is probably, that they can't even afford. And then ask her to pay the rent or half the rent and she happily, gives it to them. That's their dream woman. And she look good. Okay. But that's not what they're ever going to find. So the equivalent of a man saying that that's what they want out of a woman is the equivalent of a woman saying, I want a man who understands my emotion, who loves me for me, who treats me like this. And you listing off a long list of some fictional fantasy.
Men like natural beauty.
If we all had, if it was all figured out, we wouldn't be having the conversation. We wouldn't be here. There would be no reason for anyone to go to for tarot reading for love or whatever. There'll be no reason for that. She absolutely has a point. This is a patriarchy. And love is all wrong. Love is the number one thing that's all wrong in this patriarchy. Relationship life is all wrong. I really feel, if we get into the spiritual aspect, relationships are a reflection of us. Relationships is where we ground ourselves, where we heal, where we look into ourselves, whether monogamous or polyamorous. And I think it's natural to be polyamorous. There's a choice to be monogamous. I feel like twin flames and soulmate has been the biggest hustle. I'm just saying. Let's go. Men like natural beauty.
His girlfriend was born a baddie. Well, we like natural money too. Like he was born into money, but sometimes that don't happen. You got to go out and create it. Okay.
Not seduction. Not seduction tips and tricks. Okay. I can't, y'all. These are too good. There's some daily TikToks of Sheraseven. I have to find them. Okay, let me see. You might have seen this one already.
I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you need, what you want. If you want a good life and a good marriage and a good relationship, he has to love you more. I don't care. That's just how it has to be. If you're on a date and they're looking at another woman, look at cars. Because a man can be cute and broke and he knows you ain't going nowhere. But looking at cars is totally different. Oh my God, look, there's a Bentley. I wonder who's driving that. You know, that way he sees. You're not looking at looks, you're looking at money. I mean, yeah. Don't look at other men, look at cars. That'll get them.
Girl, let them big hoop earrings go. Throw them in the trash or sell them or something, girl. Don't. You're not J-Lo, and they're not coming back. They're not classy. Like, they're like, I've worn them, and I used to love hoop earrings in the 90s. They're so 90s. But I can't, like, when you see people with hoop earrings, especially in America, I don't know if it's like this in other cultures and countries. It's just, it screams ratchet. That's it. I lied and cheated in school and my jobs, and that's how I got ahead. Exactly. You know how they try to trick you. They say, oh, cheaters never win, and losers never prosper. I mean, and cheaters never prosper, and don't lie. And karma. Everyone who is anyone that has something is a liar, a manipulator, a cheater, or whatever you want to call them.
That's true.
Okay. All the timid people who don't have much, they're the ones that are so honest and so humble.
Yes.
And so this and so that. So that's why they are in the position that they're in, because they can't make it in this real world. Okay. They're telling the truth all the time.
That's true.
Nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle.
That's true. That's true. Nah. She's speaking the truth. To be in dark feminine energy, what's the number one thing I said you have to do? You have to be okay with manipulation. You have to be okay with being sneaky. You have to be okay with being a liar and knowing how to lie. And you most of all have to be okay with that dark psychology or any type of dark psychology. That's the key to being in the dark feminine energy. You need to know everybody manipulates and plays mind games. Even your own parents will do it to you, your family members and all this and that. Everybody's going to lie. Everybody is a liar. I wonder why the reception is like this. Oh my goodness. What about now? Scream, y'all are going to have to give me back my money. Like, how does this sound? Does it sound like static? Choppy. Damn it, bro. Only when I talk. I'm going to just go ahead and play the video. Hold on.
If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP. Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle. Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else. And you, if you look broke.
And this is why I'm telling you, girl, stop. He don't love you unless he marries you, okay? He don't love you, and you are single until you are married. That's all I'm going to say. He don't love you, and you are single until you are married. Okay.
But most Black women are overweight or obese. Well, you know why? Because you can't afford a gym membership for them. And they would rather eat than be with a broke man. They would rather sit down and prepare a meal for their kids and their family and eat and get fat because y'all aren't worth being skinny for. What we gonna be looking good and snatched for? To go get some coffee? Oh, I got to go to the gym. I might get invited out for some coffee tomorrow. Let me go get my brows waxed so I can get this coffee. Ooh, girl, I gotta go. I can't. I'm fasting, girl. I'm going to Applebee's tomorrow. What do we have to be skinny for? Y'all ain't taking us nowhere where we got to fit into something to look extra good. Y'all ain't taking us to no fundraisers. We ain't going to no gala. Y'all ain't getting no private jets to jet us off. Y'all ain't surprising us with plane tickets nowhere where we got to be snatched. Y'all trying to take us to Applebee's into your mama house.
How do you know if you're the ugly friend? Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you know if you're the ugly friend? Ask a child that don't know you. Take a picture of you and your friend. Hold it up to some child. Who's prettier? Who's ugly in this picture? Okay. I've been with him 4 years and we still ain't moved out or have a ring, and currently he has no job. Then you're a prisoner. You've been kidnapped by a broke man. Honestly, I don't even know why you're still there.
How do you get out of a situationship? You're not, if it's a situationship, then you're not in anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to ask how to get out. It's not even a relationship. So you don't have anything. You can just ghost. 4s and 5s want to be treated like dimes. And broke men want to be treated like kings. Guess we at a standstill. Bye. And broke men want to be treated like kings. Okay. But see, a 4 and a 5 can still be spoiled and get treated like a queen and get their money right here in America. We ain't got to go nowhere. We still gonna get it. Okay. Okay. You said you will knock me out? You must be super dusty with nothing to lose. This is how them dusties talk. They don't mind spending the weekend and the summer in jail. Free food, right? Free food and shelter until tax season. You can get out for finding a pig Misha, right? Do glasses make me look dusty, Ike? Okay. Well, I know you are the expert on dusty. So yeah, I would say expert in the house. Lazy gold diggers. Thank you. That is a compliment. Like, who wants to be a hard worker that doesn't get any money from their band? Like, who want to be that? Call me a lazy gold digger any day. And you ain't gonna call me broke.
Whenever they say they don't want commitment, say, good, I don't either. Reverse psychology. Okay. A man always wants what he can't have. Don't ever eat. Your form of commitment means sex. Sex is a commitment. So when he says, oh, I don't want to commit, I'm so glad you said that, because I totally agree. I don't think we need any type of commitment, not even a physical commitment. There you go. Commitment to you means something totally different than it means to him. So y'all need to figure out what commitment means to each other. I would recommend pretending like commitment means sex to you. And I bet you he gonna commit real quick, because y'all have two totally separate definitions of it.
How do you ask men for money without feeling bad? Like this. Do you want to make me happy right now? Yeah, of course I do. I want to make you happy too. But later on. Well, what do you want? No, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you yet. Come on, what is it? Then whisper in his ear like this. I want you to take me to the ATM and give me as much money as you choose. It's kind of a kink. I just want to see what you're going to give. It's like, okay, let's go.
Okay, I don't know how does my audio sound now? I'm thinking this is goddamn screen share. I gotta go back and listen to my audio on this one. I probably should. Let me see. This computer is. I'm gonna have to start letting this fan blow on this computer when I leave out, because it's that time of the year. You know what I mean? Where it gets, you know, it gets hot. I gotta turn the heat on. So I tell you all the time, our computers cannot be hot. So I need to start letting this blow on this computer. I think I can hear that, right? I'm gonna go ahead and keep playing She-Ra.
Then you're going to say, no, never mind. You're going to tease them a little bit. You're going to say, never mind. How about the next time we see each other, you just bring it to me? There you go. It's a challenge. He already know you're going to seduce him because you just whispered in his ear. And you know what that do. So you got to break out of shyness. You got to break out of shyness. That's another thing that we have brainwashed. We think it's us when a guy does not choose us. But men that are attractive don't think that about women who don't choose them. An attractive man does not go around thinking, why are women so picky? Why don't they choose me? They don't do that. Why? Because they're not programmed to. So that's how you need to think. I don't think anything is wrong with me if someone doesn't choose me. They can't afford me. Obviously, when you go to the store, do you choose stuff you can't afford? Probably not. Okay. The people that are the saleswomen that are sitting at the counter, they don't get upset with you because you didn't buy nothing from them. They obviously, well, she obviously can't afford, you know, or he can't afford. So they don't get upset about that. I'm not worried about no sex, baby. Is the money good? You know what I mean? Is that, you know, is the money good? Is the money good? That's what I'm asking. I don't care about the sex. So the point is, stop focusing on that which is not important and focus on the money.
Oh my goodness. That's chubby face She-Ra. Oh no, I don't do chubby face She-Ra. This is long. This is a long time ago, She-Ra. I could tell from that intro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all, hold on, man. How does this audio sound now? Somebody tell me how this audio sound. Because I'm cooling up the. Hold on, y'all. I'm cooling up the fan right now. Okay. Let's get into a funny moment. Damn, this shit making me cold. Damn, this thing is cold. Okay. Part 4. Have we seen part 4 already? Part 2. Let's see if we've seen part 4. It look like I have.
You as a priority. Put yourself as a priority. That's the trick. You don't make him see you as a priority. You are a priority to yourself. And once he sees that you are a priority, automatically you will become his priority. You know, think of the reverse. If your man always put himself first and he was the priority and he was this and he was that, wouldn't you put him as a priority? You would. because you're going to be so concerned if everything matches what he desires. So it's going to be the same on the other side. If your man sees that you like certain things and you don't bend and you're always thinking about what you're going to do, and then he's going to put that as a priority because you do whatever you focus on. You put yourself as a priority, so will he. You're only accepting scraps that are thrown at you, time and effort from a man who don't really want to spend time with you, always at odds with the person you're with. It's because you don't love yourself enough. One thing, if you love yourself enough, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't even be with that person. If you love yourself, you wouldn't even be with that person who doesn't value you or puts you as a priority.
Men don't want good women. I will repeat that. Men don't want good women. Y'all are boring.
That's true. The more I begin to find self-love, the better, the better. You understand? When I begin to, like, I know I told my whole story of the energy around me and stuff like that, how I was attracting the people I was attracting. But the moment I begin to embrace my own love for myself and be with myself, that's the moment the energy started shifting of what was coming around me and who was coming around me.
And not a challenge. So the morals and standards have to change. Men will say that they want a good woman. Men will say that they want a woman that wants a good heart and will go 50-50 or hold him down when things get rough and he doesn't have a job. But then he resents her later on because now he's looking feminine and she's looking masculine. Then he don't feel like a real man. So what's the first thing he's gonna do? Go find a woman to make him feel like a real man because you can't do that anymore for him. All right?
It's okay to talk about your feelings with him if you're having a bad day. No, talk to your friends, baby, or talk to yourself or get a journal. Only if that is a fake story to get money out of him. You know what I'm saying? Want to keep that separate for now until you got him. Stop trying to depend on him for emotional support yet. You have to get him hooked first, baby. Y'all always want to lead with emotions. That's why y'all get messed up and lose track of the goal. You mean once he's yours, girl, he'll do whatever you want once he's yours. Once he's yours, you won't have to ask no more questions, girl. Sprinkle, you will never have to ask questions. He's like, yes, I will. Yes, I'm gonna do that too. Whatever you want, I got you. Yes, being focused on yourself and your development attracts wealthy, generous men. Of course, having a lot of confidence in your abilities to get one too and to bag one is also key. Okay, so you gotta have that confidence. A lot of ladies don't have that confidence that they can get that type of man or they can attract them. I have it, so it's easy.
Beautiful women hang out in nice areas. They don't hang out in trashy areas where their beauty is going to be exploited. They hang out in nice areas where people can afford to be with them, to please them, to pay for things for them, to accommodate them. They're not going to be in a place where everybody's like lying to them, pretending to have money. Go to the place where you know people have money, where you know. A feminine woman is never afraid to go out alone. She is confident within herself to go out alone. A man with money, they don't want the pick-me average chick because then what if they work their whole life for? Why do they drive nice cars? You can be beautiful and still that man has money. He might get whatever he wants in bed from a beautiful woman. You don't have to go for the pick-me. So go to the nicer areas only. Stop hanging out in average places if you want men to come to you if you are beautiful. Being more feminine includes, your manners. You got to have manners. No cursing. No slang. No, what had happened was none of that. Speaking correct English. Pronouncing every syllable in the words. Think of Kerry Washington. She's like the perfect example of a feminine woman. That's my go-to when I want to think about a feminine woman. I think of Kerry Washington. She has manners. She's always smiling, maybe too much. She's always pretty. Skin looks always flawless. She's always dressed to impress. She's always speaking correct English. She doesn't curse. That is who I go to when I think a feminine lady, okay?
Don't let men feel like your life will end if you lose them. Make them feel like they don't even matter if they're in your life or not. You know, make them feel like, oh, oops, oh well, you know. That way they have to force themselves into your life and make themselves matter, give you what you want, make themselves seen, known, heard, prove themselves to you, because if they don't, they're going to be doing this to you the same way. They're going to be holding on to you barely just to get what they want. When they're done, they're just going to drop you. And you're going to be brokenhearted because you are holding on to them like this, checking their phone, crying when they don't call you, looking at your phone every 30 seconds. Every time it rings, you think it's them when it's not. They don't do none of that crap. All these women, what if I have stretch marks? What if my boobs are looking like this? What if I'm not the perfect size? Do men like plus size women? Men like men, especially when they get locked up. So what do you think? They like you, fine, whatever you look like. Half of them can't pay for the type of woman they want anyway, let alone the type of woman they don't want. So when y'all start to ask me questions about insecurities, remember, as soon as a man get locked up, he turn quick, okay? Give him back.
The point is, the dark psychology of Sheraseven is that she is dark feminine energy. That's it. She is dark feminine energy.
A couple of months, he's gonna have a boyfriend. That answers your question. Think about the women that they're on the phone with, emailing with while they're in prison and how they look. Y'all know that show? What's that show where they be dating them inmates, and when they finally get out, they go to pick them up and they be looking like who did it and why, but the man gonna stay with them until he get on his feet. You know what I'm saying? Because anything is better than a boyfriend.
If you're able to walk away from a man, his greatest fear is you doing better and being happier and getting more out of someone else that's better than him. It's emasculating to him if he ever sees you with another man.
In fact, the more you hold off, the more that they will like you. Okay? So, it's just true. The more you hold off, the longer you hold off, the more you make them do to earn it, the more that they like you. The less you make them do, the less that they like you. Okay?
If somebody leaves you and throws you in the trash, get up, dust yourself off, glow up, and become the type of woman they can't have. It's easy for women to do that type of stuff because all we got to do is throw on some makeup, lose a couple pounds, and put on some new hair, and we are now out of their league. It's going to take them many, many years to make some type of money to be able to afford a woman that we have become. They're still going to be messing with Sharkeisha while you over here with billionaire Bob. But no, you want to stay here and chase him when you could have been leveling up and getting way, way more money, way more attention, way more everything. But you still chasing this dude. You still after the same man for 8 years? Like, seriously? You haven't done better? You haven't gone and got you somebody 10 times richer and rubbed it in his face yet? You haven't done that? You haven't gotten your glow up, look 10 times better to where you don't even want him anymore because he's dusty? You haven't done any of that? Okay, well, you need to focus on yourself. If you chasing behind a man instead of improving upon yourself so that you don't even want to be with him anymore and that now you're out of his league, you're doing everything backwards and wrong.
If they say something you don't like, give them an ugly look. Like, you don't laugh like, you laugh, that's so funny. You laugh like a lady. If something makes you upset, you don't just start cursing, like a sailor and screaming. Don't do that. In fact, do the opposite. Like if something makes you upset, just be like, oh my gosh, I can't play the victim. Remember, this is acting. Be vulnerable and play the victim. Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that to me. Wow, such a brute.
You're such an animal. You're still making them feel masculine, and now they're gonna see you as this little helpless feminine chick, and then they're gonna apologize quicker. You would if you stupid MF, you know, da 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 da. That's why you still live with your mama. You know, all that kind of stuff. That's gonna push them away and make them hate you more, and not even want to apologize and give them a hall pass to go cheat until you get over yourself. You gotta do is, I can't believe you said that to me. How rude. I'm just so sad. You're such an animal. And I told James like this. I told James a long time ago. I was like, you know, I can't work.
We got this one already. I gotta go. It's goddamn. It's still Valentine's Day for me. Okay, I gotta go. So I hope y'all have a good Valentine's Day. I'm gonna come back and listen to the show to see what happened with the audio and see if I'm gonna keep this or what I'm gonna do. I gotta go, y'all. Have a good night.